Hello there. How's it going? You're currently on YouTube watching this video, and there's probably a bunch of different places you also watch videos, like Twitch and most notably TikTok. Now, the thing about TikTok is that there's a thing called clip farming, and in this video I'm going to be talking about why I'm not a big fan of clip farming. So the thing about clip farming is it's kind of the biggest thing now. That is if you want to make it as a creator, this is the one thing you need to do to make it. And I kind of disagree with that. For those of you who might be unfamiliar, even though most of you probably know what that is, clip farming, this word right here, thank you. Clip farming is basically where, let's say you go live, right? You're a live streamer, which, like me, twitch.tv/Dewabolo. Hey, look at that. My face is the profile. Anyways, if you're a live streamer, you will go live for maybe 2 hours, which is not terrible, but that's pretty short for most live streamers. You should be going around like 7 hours. That used to be the average. But now, most people will go live for like 2 hours and be as dramatic as possible, which there's nothing wrong with that. But they don't do it to be entertaining. They do it to clip farm. So if you're watching a stream, you can take a clip, meaning you take like a 30-second clip, a 5-second clip of something funny that happened. And then that person or anyone else can download that and re-upload it. So what a lot of people will do is something will happen like the Die Minecraft, and they'll be like, "Oh my god!" I'm not referring to anyone in particular. And with that happening, they will then make a clip out of that because it's a funny moment and people might like to see it. So then they will put that in like a little tiny short or a little tiny video and just slap that shit right on TikTok, and which is fine. That's a good strat, sure. But that's all people do when they live stream now. They do it not to enjoy the fun of live streaming and talk with people and take like 7 hours and chit chat and enjoy a game. No, they do it for a mission. They're there to get as many clips as possible, be as funny as possible in such a short amount of time, even though a live stream is supposed to be long, and they kind of just shit it out. It's not really the best. It's kind of meh, in my opinion, and it loses the charm of old internet era stuff. YouTube, Twitch, not really Vine, but YouTube and Twitch used to be long videos, something that would not require the short attention span of just being like, "Duh, swipe, swipe, swipe," or jingle, 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 pay attention. And it's lost that art. It was supposed to be people knowing how to edit, learning to edit, and making some quality stuff that maybe was good for background stuff. And it would take like, I don't know, half an hour or an hour or 20 minutes. And that's some good quality content, in my opinion. By the way, in case you're new here, that's the kind of stuff I make on my lovely YouTube channel, which you're watching right now. Like, comment, and no. And that's the other issue. I hate saying like, comment, and subscribe. It's terrible. I get why people do it, but it feels so wrong. But back to the main thing of clip farming. Clip farming. It's just part of, TikTok culture, I would say, and, the short attention span, which sucks, but that is the new thing now. My goal on YouTube is to make long form content for the most part. And long form now means anything 5 minutes and more, not like half an hour, which is crazy and sad. But anyways, the main thing about this is that I was looking back at old videos I used to watch. A lot of Markiplier stuff, PewDiePie, I'll even like Peanut Butter Gamer, if you know who that is. You guys are rolling. Put it there. But I've noticed that streamers and YouTubers now, it's just not the same. You get people like Ludwig, which I love Ludwig. He's one of my top tier, idols. I love him to death. But his content isn't the same as old YouTube, which is fine. Things evolve. But it's at the point now where it's like, how can it be as loud and like, ooh, eye-grabbing? Like Mr. Beast editing is what I refer to it as. I don't really call it clip farming. I call it Mr. Beast editing, where it's just like boom, bow, woo, but you do lasers and the explosion, and it's a lot to just grab your attention with no actual content there. Not trying to throw shade, but it's less about the person themselves being interesting and more of how much stuff can I slap in your face so you keep watching because you can't think because you're just so much stuff going on. But yeah, it's a bummer. On top of this, there's a lot of people out there, like myself included, who want to be YouTubers, who want to be Twitch streamers. And now they have people saying like, "Oh, what you gotta do is clip farm. You gotta stream and clip farm." And it sucks because it's like, that is the sad reality of everything. It's not the way it used to be. It's so bad that even YouTube Shorts, so many people do so well in YouTube Shorts that you remember the gold button, this thing right here, hopefully I put it in right there, and the 100,000 subscriber plaque, this thing right here, they're smaller now, which isn't that big of a deal, but the million subscriber one is now the size of the silver one, the 100,000 one, because so many people on YouTube Shorts clip farmed and get that. What once was this big special award of like, oh my gosh, you hit 1 million subscribers is now, yeah, you're like the 5th person to do it this week because you either clip farmed or you use YouTube automation, and which is AI. I have plenty of gripes when it comes to clip farming, but AI is a whole other thing, and I don't really want to talk about that. I've talked about that in several other videos, but at the end of the day, I'm just gonna talk to you, human to human, relatively unedited guy to person that is watching said unedited guy. Please, from the bottom of my heart, can we all just agree to invest in more long-form content? I think it's better for our brains. It's more helpful, you know? We get to keep a longer attention span and don't just sit there scrolling, going like, I think it would be nice if instead of trying to have this big race of who could have the most flashy, eye-catching thing for a 6-second clip, and just maybe we all just kind of just, you know, dial it down and chill and just enjoy long videos and have some nice stuff for the background, or if you need to study, or if you just feel like watching something because you're really bored. I would like to go back to that, the old age of YouTube and Twitch, and not TikTok. Nothing wrong with TikTok. I use it daily. I'm very guilty of that. If you agree with what I'm saying, that's pretty cool. And you should tell me in the comments so I don't feel stupid and alone. Anyways, that was just a quick little rant. I've been doing a lot of those lately, but yeah. Moral of the story: clip farming. Whoa. So that's basically going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to rant a little bit about clip farming and how I'm not a big fan of it and how I miss old stuff, and I got my nostalgia goggles on. But anyways, hope you have a lovely rest of your day, evening, and or night, depending on where you are. And I will see you all in the next doom scroll swipe if the algorithm likes me, which it hasn't lately, but that's not important. Anyways, bye-bye now.